A bit of stock here. Again, you see him walk in with his hands kind of down around his chest. And a nice combination by Garcia.
This was a pretty good round for Garcia. And Perez can shake his head all he wants. Those didn't hurt, but they landed.
And as soon as you shake your head, that's usually an indication that, yeah, it hurt.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when one of your children says, "Who, me?"
Yeah, you're guilty.
Getting back to the jab a little bit.
Which is what I think he needs to do.
That is what he needs to do. He does not want to get into what his trainer described as a mindset of turning the fight into a coin flip. Where you hit me, I hit you, you hit me, I hit you, which was his old style. And when he was younger, it worked for him for a while. It hurt him in the biggest fights.
Good shot right there. So all of a sudden, Perez starting to take control of the round once again.
Well, I would imagine those 31-year-old arms are getting pretty heavy right now for Danny Perez.
His legs looked a little heavy to me at the beginning of this round. Into the corner of Joel Casamayor.
That is a confident guy there. You know, the one thing about Cuban fighters, they are so firmly believe that they are another life form when it comes to boxing. That they know what you don't know, and that's what he's here tonight for. And now here's Juan Manuel Marquez. He's pretty relaxed.
He's been there. They both been there. That's what I like about this fight.
I like a guy who takes a nap ready to throw a left hook. I like that. That's a good thing. I will hit you in my sleep. Well, that's one of the most talented fighters in the world here. You know, technically, he is so proficient. It's amazing when you watch him fight or when you see he stills him.
Look, a little bit earlier in the round, Garcia did get there with a pretty good short left hand. There it is right there, up top of the temple.
And that is a punch that Perez does not want to make a habit of getting hit by, because if you notice, his whole upper body waggled to the side before he started shaking his head. No, his body was saying yes.
He also had a pretty good combination, did Garcia, a little bit later in the round. The question was that enough to give him the round?
That's what Perez has to do right there. Jab and then double jab. And he'll stop Garcia from doing anything.
And a little more life in the legs of Perez this round. So maybe he did take that last round off.
He did a good thing there, too. When he landed the jab and he threw the right hand, and then he slipped right back out. So he got out of any possible range of being countered. And that's what they had hoped he would do more. They just banged heads again, I think.
Yeah. The uppercut slipped in close quarters by Perez.
Everything Garcia's doing is one at a time, except getting hit.
And again, a near clash of heads.
You know, he may be heavy-handed, but very few guys are so heavy-handed that they can just throw one shot and take you out and not even set it up.
And that jab has been very effective for Perez. It's got a little snap to it. Double hook and an uppercut. Only one of them got there.
Some people, when this match was announced, Yuri Boy Campos was supposed to be the original opponent. That fell out. Then there were some people saying, well, this guy he's fought once in 3 years, and it was a 6-round fight against a guy with a losing record. How can you put a guy like that in with a guy with Garcia's record? But it's a good example for fight fans and frankly for commissions that the record itself, you need to look at the guy more than you need to look at the record.
And the record is not all that bad.
No, it's not a bad, but when he had that long layoff, it didn't mean he forgot how to fight.
No, he said he was in the gym. There was no real story behind his not fighting. He just got a little burned out. There he is again. Double shot to the head and the left to the body.
Yeah, he had lost to David Lopez, who's now a highly rated contender, and he got dropped for the first time. He didn't get stopped, went the distance, and I think at that point he just decided, you know, where am I really going? I've had a title shot, I didn't win. I've beaten some top guys, but also lost to some of the top guys. Let's move on with my life, which he did. But then, like most guys involved in boxing, every time I try to get out, it pulls me, back in, and I think he experienced that. And he's certainly showing tonight, in my opinion, at least, that he can make a living doing this.
I think so too. I think he's one of those guys who other people are not going to want to fight.
2 rounds. That's all we got left. That's all we got left. Okay? You got it, my man. Don't get careless in these 2 rounds. He has nothing to lose right now. He's going to go for the grand slam on you. Keep that right hand up. Box his ass. Just box him, okay?
Hey, you gotta knock him out. You can't box anymore. This is it. You gotta knock him out. If you don't knock him out, that's it. Hey, we can't leave here defeated. Think of your family.
Well, that's pretty accurate in my opinion.
Yeah, I would say. I think he is thinking about his family instead of Perez. Or something. He's thinking about something other than boxing.
So in Perez's corner, they're saying don't let him get brave, and in Garcia's corner, they're saying you got to get brave.
And Perez came right out with the jab. Bang, 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 bang. Exactly what he needs to do. Establish immediately that this round's going to be just like the last one. Well, I'll say, Barry, the rumors that the performance against Browning was in part, at least, that Garcia was tired of boxing and looking for a way out, I think, have a little more validity now when you watch what went on here tonight.
Yeah, and the last fight he had really was no kind of test because it literally lasted 1 punch.
No, he was in with a guy that night, Jose Medina, who had lost 9 of his previous 12, 6 by knockout. So the fact that it went 13 seconds was only that it took him 3 seconds to walk over in the final.
Perez doing the right thing here, throwing a few jabs, tying his man up.
And you know, he's doing enough. He's doing all the right things to sort of muffle Garcia, but he's also doing enough on offense that I don't see how any judges can look at him.
I don't either, but once again, I've long since passed trying to guess what a judge might do.
Pretty heavily Mexican crowd here starting to get on Garcia. This is not what they expected either.
That was right hand, but again, one only.
He lands one and then he throws 2, and Perez slips them both. Perez a little better moving his head and slipping punches than I would have expected.
Yeah, he is. Perez has been first the entire fight.
He has, no question.
And sometimes second, third, and fourth.
Well, most of the exchanges, when they're in close exchange, he ends the exchange most of the time.
Again, a clash of heads.
Well, it's both their faults. It is.
And now Garcia just covering up here on the ropes, and Perez maybe thinking it's time to get brave.
Well, I wouldn't advise that. I think he's doing fine. Just look, if you look at Garcia's body language as he walks back to the corner. I don't
box his ass. Okay, you already got it.
mean to be a mind reader here, but you really don't have to be Notre Dame to when he walked back to the corner, he just looked like a guy saying, is there a door here? Somewhere that I can walk through or something. Continue to go back to my day job.
And you can see when a fight goes the distance, Perez clearly with the edge.
Hey, there's no more time. No more time for anything. You gotta throw a lot of punches. You can't stop. You can't move back. You can't move to the side. Forward. You gotta throw punches. At all costs, you gotta throw punches.
You're listening to the voice of Ray Torres, who is our interpreter in the corner of Garcia. Garcia only landed 4 punches in that last round.
It's certainly not what Garcia's people thought they were going to get out of him tonight.
I told Garcia throw punches at all costs. You can't go back. You must come forward. And he's throwing punches, but
this is a resignation speech with gloves on. And hopefully the people in his corner will listen to him. Because this is not a guy who wants to be boxing.
And give it up for Perez. I mean, he came here with the idea that he could win the fight, and he executed a game plan perfectly. And look at these numbers. I mean, that is absolutely incredible. Only 22 jabs in 9 rounds.
And but you're right, and we talk a lot about Garcia because he was the somewhat the hot commodity with all the knockouts. And I don't mean to denigrate Danny Perez, whose performance has been terrific. I mean, he's dictated, he's made it difficult for Garcia. Garcia trying to open up a little bit out of desperation.
A lot of those punches that have been caught on the arms of Perez. There was a shot that did get through.
Perez goes a little bit low there just to slow things down.
And again, it's Perez. And you mentioned it earlier. He finishes almost every rally. Nice combination right there.
Now this is what he doesn't want to get into. This is just what they were talking about. That you hit me, I hit you. He doesn't need to be in there doing it at this point in time.
Got a minute and 20 seconds. Minute and 15 now to get through this fight. And I have to imagine a victory.
One thing about Perez, he came to throw punches from the start to the finish.
Yeah, very consistent performance.
They'll be calling out Margarito for a 3rd fight here pretty soon.
Pretty complete performance, I think, for the guy who didn't find out about this fight until last Friday. Garcia did slip an uppercut in there. I don't believe he's hurt Perez at any time, though.
Well, Garcia would probably be just as happy if they hadn't made that phone call or if they had approved Yuri Boy.
Yeah. Thought he got beaten in every aspect of the fight tonight.
Perez should be quite proud of himself.
Yes, absolutely.
3-year layoff's a long time. Come back and fight like this against a young guy with heavy hands. Whether he wants to fight or not, which he clearly does.
And it's over. It ends with a headbutt, but it's not going to make any difference. An absolutely complete victory, in my opinion, for Danny Perez.
Well, you said it before the fight, Barry. He's an old 21 years old, and that's what he looked like.
Looked like an old 41 years old tonight. But again, I don't want to take anything away from Perez. I thought Perez came out.
Perez made him look old.
Dictated the tempo of the fight right from the get-go. Outworked him, outpunched him, was the aggressor all the way. Did exactly what he told us he was going to do. Didn't vary at all.
And he didn't get...
Let's take a look at the final punch numbers, and you can see Perez.
85 punches. You need to get your compass fixed.
I'm telling you, I mean,
guy
Perez,
in front of him is 6 feet tall and 163 pounds. It's hard to miss him that much.
Absolutely a dominant performance for Danny Perez. 1 fight in 3 years.
And you throwing 83 punches around. That's a lot of work.
Well, let's take a look back on how this fight went. I actually gave Garcia the first round. I thought the first round was a very close round, but also a competitive round. Perez doing his part. But after the first 3 minutes of the fight, it was really no contest, in my opinion. I thought Perez dictated tempo, and Perez was the heavier puncher. He had the more effective jab. He just won in every aspect.
Yeah, his hands were faster. He was more aggressive from the start of the fight to the end of the fight.
The fight ended with a headbutt. There were a lot of headbutts. Fortunately, none of them opened any kind of a cut.